2022 was a massive year for skincare. We saw so many new skincare products and tools trending, and almost all of those things have one thing in common, and that's that they've all been tested by me. So as the year wraps up, here are, in my opinion, the hits and misses of 2022. And some of these will definitely surprise you. Also, before we get into this video, if your skin has been super dry due to the winter and you're looking for a new moisturizer to get, make sure to head to caseyskin.com or click the link in the description. Also, none of these are sponsored, and they probably won't be, especially in the miss section this year. Okay, let's start with the biggest misses so we can end on a good note. Now first up, this one probably won't come to a surprise to a lot of you because you would have seen a fair share of videos about this all over TikTok, but it is makeup remover wipes. So what seems to be spoken about the most about makeup remover wipes is that they cause micro tears in the skin. And so not only do they do this, but they're also moistened with alcohol and preservatives. And so although this is just to prevent the wipes from becoming moldy and just going old, they can also pollute the environment. So stay away from these. Okay, so it's all well and good saying that makeup remover wipes are one of the biggest misses of 2022. But what are some alternatives that you can use? Now these are some of the first products I grabbed. And these are cleansing balms. So we have the Juno Skin one here, our personal favorite right here, which is the Oat Cleansing Balm from Inky List. And then this Green Clean Makeup Melt Away Cleansing Balm from Pharmacy. And this is by far one of the best smelling cleansing balms I've had. And although I don't apply makeup, these have great reviews and they definitely work for sensitive skin. As I have sensitive skin, so these tend to be good cleansers for me. Okay, so next up, and this one is definitely going to come as a big surprise to a lot of you, or not, and I know it's really popular, but it's the Gentle Skin Cleanser from Cetaphil. So there are a few ways to look at skincare products. One of them is just how effective is it for you, regardless of anything else like ingredients. Now the Cetaphil cleanser is popular for a reason, and that's because it works for a lot of people. Although, if we look at the other side and analyze the ingredients, it honestly seems a little overhyped. And there goes any possible brand deal with Cetaphil. Now there are only 8 ingredients in the cleanser, and this is why it works for a lot of people. So some of these ingredients are, obviously you have water, and then you have ingredients like sodium lauryl sulfate, cetyl alcohol, butylparaben, propylparaben, and even methylparaben. But not only does this cleanser have 1 in it, and not even 2 parabens, but 3. So if it works for you, that's great. But personally, if you're asking me, I look for alternatives that don't have these ingredients in them. Okay, third on the list, and this one was honestly hard for me to put in myself because for some reason it's always on my mind and these are always on my For You page and I never scroll past the videos. Also, I've reacted to quite a few videos on this tool and those are pore vacuums. Now as satisfying as these videos may be, and trust me, there are a ton of them, and although they may be really tempting, these tools, if used at home, can cause a lot of damage to your skin. I mean, I've also seen some of the results that can come from these pore vacuums. Like for example, I remember seeing a huge bruise actually close to someone's eye right here. And to be honest, as strange as it was to see a bruise come from the pore vacuum, I wasn't surprised. Now when it comes to alternatives to pore vacuums, this is honestly a tough one because some people use it to get rid of blackheads and some others use it to get rid of whiteheads. So if you want to get rid of a whitehead, and you're tempted to use a pore vacuum, instead you could use a pimple patch. Or even better, a hydrocolloid patch. And these are great. I actually have a few here. And so these were previously used and even are still used in the medical field, albeit a lot bigger and in different shapes. And so all you have to do with these is just take one off and stick it on the whitehead either the night before or after around 8 hours, and your pimple should be fully absorbed. And they actually give you different sizes, which is great. Now, if you want to get rid of blackheads in a satisfying way, kind of like the pore vacuum, the alternatives are definitely not amazing, but they are better. So for these, you can use pore strips, and I'm not recommending this, but if you're not looking to use salicylic acid and all the other exfoliating acids and retinol, then an alternative is a pore strip. And I've done tons of videos on pore strips on TikTok, and not only because they're satisfying, but because they also do work. Just make sure if you do use them, you don't use them too often, and you do try and stay fairly careful with them when peeling them off. Alright, and last on the misses list, we have liquid chlorophyll. And I know these skincare gurus have pushed these videos so that everyone can see them and the supposed results that come from them. So these are clearing up your skin in a matter of weeks, detoxifying your skin, and a whole bunch of other tempting claims that would improve your skin. But in reality, chlorophyll can actually do the opposite and it can cause photosensitivity, which is ironic because photosensitivity, you know, is just a little different to detoxifying your skin and clearing your acne entirely. Now, if you break this word into two, you have photo and sensitivity. Now, the photo bit just means light and the sensitivity is pretty explanatory. And with even just a little bit of sunlight, your skin can become damaged and inflamed. Alright, and now we get to my favorite part, and that is the biggest hits of 2022. And there are a lot of them, but I did have to narrow it down to just a handful. So the first one may come to a surprise to a lot of you, or not to those who use it. I can't seem to find it right now, but it is the Gua Sha. Now you may be wondering, why is a Gua Sha one of your biggest hits of 2022? Now if you remember how I said there are multiple ways to look at a skincare product, and so on one side, not only can the Gua Sha temporarily decrease puffiness and also possibly even your skin tone, on the other side, I find it fairly therapeutic. Now, given you actually have the time to use it in your skincare routine, gliding it across your face in an upwards motion, on your neck, on your cheeks, and even on your forehead, I feel it helps to get me ready for bed. Okay, now up next, I also can't seem to find this one, but it is the Wren Evercom Barrier Support Elixir. And this one is really great, and I definitely ran out of it quickly, probably in 1 or 2 months. Now it's really good at repairing damaged skin barriers, which seems fair because that's its main purpose, but even after the first few uses, when I woke up in the morning, I definitely noticed my skin looked better. The next one I actually have, finally, and that is the 2.5% hyaluronic acid LOreal eye serum. Oh, and it also has caffeine in it. Now eye creams are really nice to have, they're not a must, but you can also usually use moisturizers as your eye cream as well. But what's nice about this one is that it's not only refreshing, but because of these sort of silver balls you can see, it plumps the skin under your eyes and it leaves them looking brighter. Although the one thing I would have to say about this eye serum, it will feel a little sticky under the eyes, and this is why I primarily use it in the night. Okay, now this next product might not count directly as skincare, but if you stretch the meaning and talk about the hair, and since the hair is made out of keratin, and that's definitely involved in skincare, let's talk about the Dyson Airwrap hair dryer. Now I don't own this, although if I got sent one, there was so much hype around this Airwrap, and there only seemed to be one very popular criticism, and that's the price. But if you have the couple extra $100 to spend, and you happen to be looking for a new hair dryer, it's definitely worth it, and the technology is really cutting edge. Now for tools, some honorable mentions goes to the SoloWave Advanced Skincare Wand, which uses red light therapy, and this is super easy to use. It helps reduce blemishes and even skin complexion. And also, as my hands tend to get really dry in the winter, and I know it's just not me, but the area in between the thumb and the index finger is always the most dry, but I've used a bunch of hand creams this year, and they've all done me well. And there you have it. Those are my top hits and misses of 2022. Now I'm really looking forward to what 2023 has to bring for skincare tools, products, but also this channel. So I'd love to know what you guys would like to see in terms of videos and possible ideas, so put them in the comments below. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm wishing you all a happy new year, and I'll see you in 2023.